All right, so everyone wants to understand how this global engineering powerhouse, Tata Elxsi, I mean, they're in everything.
Yeah.
Automotive, media, communication, and healthcare. How are they handling this, I don't know, crazy global auto market right now?
Yeah.
Right, especially with these Chinese EV makers, like, surely shaking things up.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're diving straight into their Q3 earnings call to see how they're navigating this whole landscape.
Yeah, it's a fascinating time to be looking at this.
Yeah.
You know, they delivered a pretty solid top-line performance, but
Yeah.
it was a seasonally weak quarter, right?
Right.
And then you got things like the currency fluctuations, salary increases, impacting their margins.
Yeah. Let's break that down a bit.
Yeah.
The CEO, Manoj Raghavan, he didn't really sugarcoat it,
Nope.
talking about the challenges facing the industry.
Right.
He pointed to, like, some pretty serious sales and growth struggles for, original equipment manufacturers, what they call OEMs.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Particularly in the U.S. and Europe.
And, that pain trickles down. Right?
Yeah.
It hits those tier one suppliers that companies like Tata Elxsi work with.
Exactly.
If the OEMs aren't selling cars, they're not spending as much on parts and development.
Right. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
But didn't Raghavan also mention that OEMs, especially in, like, the West,
Yeah.
they seem to be kind of shifting gears a little bit? It's like
Yeah.
they're, I don't know, pumping the brakes on EVs for now.
It seems that way. Yeah.
What's going on there?
I think it's a strategic shift, probably in response to, how fast Chinese EV makers are growing.
Yeah.
They've really become dominant in the EV supply chain,
Yeah.
putting pressure on, Western manufacturers.
Right.
So I think we're seeing some OEMs refocus on, like internal combustion engine, ICE vehicles, and hybrids.
In the short term.
Yeah, the short term.
Okay, so that's like kind of the industry backdrop.
Right.
But how is Tata Elxsi actually performing in all of this?
Yeah.
Their transportation revenue actually grew like 0.5%
Yeah.
compared to last quarter.
Right.
Now, that is
Yeah.
after adjusting for currency fluctuations. We'll get into
Right. Yeah.
what that means in a minute.
Right.
But still, growth is growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, that constant currency measurement, that really helps give us a clearer picture of the actual performance.
Right.
By taking out, like, the crazy ups and downs of currency exchange rates.
Yeah.
Think of it as comparing,
Apples to apples.
apples to apples. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so it sounds like they're holding their own, even with the industry facing some, headwinds.
Yeah, they are. And I think part of that is their focus on certain regions.
Okay.
Like their wins in Japan and India, those were big,
Right.
drove a lot of growth.
Yeah.
And then they got that new offshore development center for Suzuki.
Yeah.
Major win.
This Suzuki deal, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one.
What does that tell us about, like, Tata Elxsi's position in the market?
I think it really shows their strength in, connected, autonomous, and electric vehicle technologies.
Yeah.
They're not just, like, keeping up. They're shaping the future of mobility.
Right, right.
And, that partnership, it really highlights how well they're doing working directly with OEMs.
Okay.
Particularly in the Asia-Pacific region, which is, it's a smart move in this market.
Yeah.
It really is.
Now, speaking of shaping the future, let's talk about Avenir.
Okay.
I mean, launching a software-defined vehicle software suite at CES? Come on. That's not just dipping your toes in the water.
No.
It's like a cannonball.
Cannonball, yeah.
Into the SDV pool.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're right to be excited about this. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Avenir, it's built on Qualcomm's Snapdragon digital chassis platform.
Okay.
It's cloud native. It offers, like, virtual development and global validation capabilities.
So basically, they're giving OEMs a ready-to-adopt solution
Exactly.
to speed up their SDV plans.
Yep.
Okay, so, like, in plain English, they've created this high-tech toolbox
Yeah.
for building the software brains of, like, next-gen vehicles.
Basically.
Smart move, considering the long-term potential of SDVs, right?
Right. It's a bold move considering the market's so focused on ICE and hybrids right now.
Right.
But, it shows Tata Elxsi is playing the long game.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So they're playing the long game, but they're not just an automotive company, right?
No, they're not.
What's happening in, like, their other business segments, like media, healthcare, and system integration?
Right. Let's look beyond automotive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their media and communication segment seems to be doing pretty well. They even scored a multi-year deal with a U.S.-based operator.
Yeah. Nice.
And the healthcare and life sciences business
Yeah.
also saw, like, modest growth.
And that growth there, it's being fueled by their, digital and sustainability offerings, which are gaining traction with new customers.
Good news there.
Yeah.
What about system integration?
Well, system integration hit a bit of a snag.
Oh.
Some delays on large projects impacted revenue.
Yeah.
But, Tata Alex, they're adapting.
Yeah.
They're shifting their focus to more annuity-based revenue streams.
Hold on. Annuity-based revenue streams.
Yeah.
Can you, for those of us who don't speak fluent finance, break that down?
Sure. It means they're trying to get more recurring revenue.
Okay.
Like, think of it like a subscription.
Okay.
Instead of like one-off projects.
Right.
They're creating these ongoing revenue streams.
Got it.
More stability, more predictability.
So less feast or famine.
Right.
More consistent income.
Exactly.
That sounds like a solid strategy, especially in these uncertain times.
Absolutely. It shows adaptability and focus on long-term stability.
Yeah.
These other segments, maybe not as, flashy as automotive.
Right.
But vital part of Tata Alex's portfolio.
Right.
It gives them diversification, helps offset any slowdown in the auto sector.
Makes sense.
Creates a more balanced and resilient business model.
Speaking of balance,
Yeah.
let's talk about the financial side of things.
Yeah.
The CFO, Goro, highlighted that, while top-line revenue was good, margins were squeezed by factors like those salary increases we talked about and, currency movements.
Right.
He specifically mentioned the British pound, the euro, and the Japanese yen.
Yeah, those currency fluctuations, real headache for global companies like Tata Elxsi.
Right. So how big of a deal were these currency swings?
Well, Goro mentioned that they impacted operating margins by 140 basis points.
Okay.
Now, I know that sounds like, financial jargon.
A little bit,
But basically, it means their profitability took a hit because of, those not so great exchange rates.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Currency fluctuations, they can cut both ways.
Oh, okay.
What hurts one quarter might help the next.
So it's like riding a financial roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
Just hang on tight and hope for the best.
Not quite. It's more about having strategies in place to manage that volatility.
Okay.
Companies like Tata Elxsi, they use things like hedging,
right,
which is kind of like insurance against,
unfavorable movement.
Unfavorable currency movements. Yeah.
So it sounds like currency fluctuations are just a fact of life for these global businesses.
Pretty much, yeah.
But they can be managed.
Exactly.
What about those salary increases?
Yeah.
Those seem to have a pretty big impact.
They did, Goro highlighted this was the first quarter where they really felt the full effect of those increases.
Right.
And it was for everybody, not just a specific group.
Right.
Now, that does impact margins in the short term, but think about the long-term benefits.
Okay, I'm listening. What are the long-term benefits of salary increases?
Well, it shows they're committed to their workforce.
Okay.
Which is huge for attracting and retaining top talent.
Right.
Especially in a competitive market. Happy, well-compensated employees, they're more likely to stick around.
Makes sense.
Boost productivity, boost morale.
It's an investment.
It's an investment, yeah.
In their people.
In their people.
So it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about,
It's about the people.
Investing in the people that, make companies successful.
Exactly. And, they're not just throwing money at the problem either.
Okay.
Goro also stressed their focus on improving what's called billability and utilization.
Okay, more finance speak. Break it down for us.
Sure. Billability refers to the percentage of an employee's time that can be billed to client projects.
Okay.
Utilization is about maximizing the time employees spend on productive, revenue generating work.
So basically making sure every hour is working towards the bottom line.
Exact.
So instead of just accepting the margin hit, they're taking proactive steps to improve efficiency and boost profitability.
You got it.
Okay, so they're being strategic and proactive.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how much of their revenue comes from different parts of the world?
Okay.
And who are their biggest customers?
Yeah.
Is it all Europe?
That's a great question.
And those struggling OEMs?
And the answer is a bit more nuanced than that.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Uh-huh.
Let's dig into that geographic and customer breakdown.
All right.
In the next part of our deep dive.
Let's do it.
All right. So we left off talking about where Tata Elxsi is making their money and who they're making it with.
Right.
I'm guessing it's not all doom and gloom in Europe?
No, not all doom and gloom.
Right.
It is a big chunk of their automotive revenue.
Right.
And we know that market's having a tough time.
Yeah.
But this is where, Tata Elxsi's strategic moves come into play.
Okay. Hit me with those strategic moves.
Okay.
Because I know they're not just sitting back.
Oh, no.
Waiting for things to improve.
Not at all.
Yeah.
First, they're not putting all their eggs in the European basket. Remember those strong results from Japan and India?
Yeah.
That's a sign of successful geographic diversification.
So spreading the risk, like a good investment portfolio.
Exactly. Tapping into markets with different growth patterns.
I like it.
Yeah.
But it's not just about geography, is it?
No, it's not.
They're also changing up who they're doing business with.
Exactly. They're shifting their customer focus within the automotive sector.
Right.
Instead of relying so heavily on Tier 1 suppliers who are feeling the squeeze from those OEM spending cuts, they're going directly to the OEMs.
Ah, cutting out the middleman, going straight to the source.
Straight to the source.
That Suzuki partnership is a perfect example.
Perfect example. And that collaboration goes beyond, like, your traditional engineering services.
Oh, yeah.
It includes cutting-edge stuff like SDV development, showing that Tata Elxsi is right there on the front lines of innovation. Plus, it highlights their growing success in the Asia-Pacific region, which is, it's becoming a hotbed for automotive tech.
Okay, so geographically and customer-wise, they're diversifying, adapting. But there's another piece of the puzzle we need to talk about.
Okay.
Their growth strategy beyond organic expansion, mergers and acquisitions.
Ah, yes, the M&A game.
Are they eyeing any big purchases?
Always an exciting topic.
Yeah.
And, during the Q&A part of the call, an investor asked specifically about Tata Elxsi's plans in this area, especially given their, healthy cash reserves.
I bet that perked up a few years in the room.
Oh, yeah.
So are they planning any of these mega mergers that make headlines?
Well, Manoj's response was interesting.
Okay.
He basically said they're open to acquisitions, but they're being very selective. They're not interested in those big, splashy, headline-grabbing deals just for the sake of getting bigger.
No empire building for bragging rights.
No, their approach is much more strategic.
Okay.
They're looking for, smaller, targeted acquisitions, align with their core strengths and future goals.
So it's more about, like, buying brains and capabilities than just buying market share.
Exactly. They want those hidden gems. That can enhance their offerings, catapult them into new areas of expertise.
So they're being smart about it.
Yeah, they're looking for those synergistic fits that can add real value and create a competitive edge.
And they're doing all this while still maintaining a, rock-solid balance sheet.
Exactly. Plenty of cash on hand.
It gives them flexibility.
Flexibility and options when evaluating those potential targets.
Smart. They're in a strong position to make strategic moves.
They are.
When the right opportunity comes along. It sounds like they have some specific areas in mind.
Yeah.
Didn't Manoj mention something about, like, adjacencies?
He did. He specifically said they're interested in acquiring companies in adjacent sectors.
Okay.
Meaning areas that are closely related to their existing businesses, but offer new avenues for growth. He even name-dropped aerospace and defense.
Which makes total sense, considering their, recent collaborations with organizations like India's National Aerospace Laboratories.
Exactly.
It's like they're planting seeds for future growth in these, like, exciting new fields.
Exactly. So we got geographic diversification, customer diversification, and strategic acquisition.
It's covering all the bases.
All the bases.
Yeah, for a robust, future-proof business model.
That's the goal.
Okay, so they're ticking all the boxes for a solid growth strategy.
It seems like it.
But what about the competition?
Right.
I'm sure they're not the only ones playing in this high-tech sandbox.
Competition is always a factor, especially in a dynamic industry like this. During the call, some investors expressed concerns about the growing presence of Chinese engineering service providers. Who are often seen as offering, lower-cost solutions.
Ah, yes. The age-old challenge of competing on price. How is Tata Elxsi addressing that?
Well, Manoj didn't shy away from this issue. He acknowledged the competitive pressure. But emphasized that Tata Elxsi offers more than just a low price tag. Highlighted their focus on cutting-edge digital solutions. Their deep expertise in, specific industry sectors. And their unwavering commitment to, top-notch engineering quality.
So it's about value, not just cost-cutting?
Exactly.
But in a cost-conscious market. Is that enough?
Well, Manoj believes so.
Okay.
He pointed to their long-standing relationships with, global OEMs as evidence.
Okay.
These companies value Tata Elxsi's proven track record of delivering successful projects.
Right.
They've built trust over time.
They've earned it.
Exactly. And he also highlighted the importance of, cultural understanding.
Oh, interesting. What did he say about that?
He pointed out that while some markets, like the West, might be more open to working with newer, lower-cost players,
Right.
other markets, like Japan, where Tata Elxsi is seeing significant growth, they tend to favor companies with a longer history of engagement,
Okay.
a deep understanding of their specific needs and cultural nuances.
Ah, so it's about more than just technical expertise.
It's about relationships, cultural sensitivity, delivering on promises.
That plays to Tata Elxsi's strengths, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Right.
They've been in the game for a while. They've cultivated those strong relationships.
Yeah.
They're known for their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction.
That's a powerful combination.
Powerful combination in any market.
Okay, so they're holding their own against the competition.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a bit. Talk about, the elephant in the room.
Right.
Geopolitics.
Ah, yes, the geopolitical landscape.
Right. We can't ignore the tension between Western and Chinese automakers.
It's always there.
Especially regarding technology and market access.
Yeah.
How is that impacting a company like Tata Elxsi,
right,
which sits right in the middle of this global automotive ecosystem?
Well, several investors on the call, they raised that very concern. They were asking about, the potential impact of government policies and trade tensions on Tata Elxsi's business.
Right.
They wanted to know how the company was navigating these, choppy political waters.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
I mean, the global landscape is anything but predictable these days.
You got it.
What was Manoj's take on all this?
Well, he acknowledged that geopolitical factors can create challenges.
Right.
But he also emphasized the potential opportunities they present.
Okay.
Highlighted that, while competition definitely exists between Western and Chinese automakers, there's also collaboration happening.
Oh.
Especially in areas like technology development, expanding into new markets.
Makes sense, even with political tensions.
Right.
Businesses still need to do business.
Exactly.
So where does Tata Elxsi fit into this collaborative, competitive dynamic?
Well, this is where they're positioning as a neutral, technology-focused player. Right.
It becomes even more significant.
Okay.
They can potentially act as a bridge.
A bridge.
Between these two automotive powerhouses.
Oh, the Switzerland of automotive tech.
Uh-huh. There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
But realistically, can they really bridge that gap?
It's a complex situation.
Yeah.
But their expertise in areas like, SDV development, that could be key.
Okay.
Remember Avenir?
Yeah.
That platform could be appealing to both Western and Chinese automakers.
Right. It's like common ground.
Common ground for collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
They could become that neutral platform where both sides can come together and innovate.
Exactly.
But are they actually looking to expand their operations into China itself?
Well, one investor posed that very question.
Are they going for it?
Manoj was careful with his response.
Okay.
He acknowledged the challenges of doing business in China.
But didn't rule out the possibility.
Interesting.
He suggested they're exploring different ways to, engage with the Chinese market. Yeah.
So it's a wait-and-see situation.
It is.
But their ambition to be a global player is clear.
Oh, yeah.
They're not content with just staying in their lane.
Not at all. They're looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Recognizing that the future of mobility, it's global.
It's global. Yeah.
And interconnected.
And they want to be a part of that.
They want to be a part of shaping that future.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From financial performance, growth strategies, competition, geopolitics.
Yep.
It's a complex.
It is.
And ever-changing landscape.
Absolutely.
But Tata Elxsi seems to be navigating it with a mix of resilience, adaptability, a healthy dose of ambition.
You got it.
They're not just reacting to market forces.
They're shaping their own destiny.
They're shaping their own destiny.
And that's exciting.
It really is. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something you said earlier about, Manoj highlighting Tata Elxsi's commitment to top-notch engineering quality.
Right.
Now, that's obviously important for the reputation, client relationships.
Absolutely.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Right.
How do they ensure quality across such a diverse and global operation?
That's a great question.
Right.
And one that deserves a deep dive all on its own.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to see how they balance, those big picture strategic moves with like the added nitty-gritty of maintaining quality on like all these projects.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about a global company
Yeah.
working on some incredibly complex engineering challenges.
Right.
So how do they make sure everything is, up to snuff?
Well, they've got this multi-layered approach that combines like rigorous processes, cutting-edge tech, and a strong culture of quality.
So it's like the three-legged stool.
Yeah, think of it like a three-legged stool.
Okay, I like that.
Each leg is, essential for stability.
Yeah, all right, so let's break down those legs.
Right.
What kind of processes are we talking about?
Well, they've got standardized processes for everything, from project management, software development, to testing and quality assurance.
Okay.
These processes are based on, industry best practices.
Right.
And they're constantly being refined and updated.
So it's not just like a static thing.
No. It's about having a system that ensures consistency and rigor across all their projects.
Okay.
No matter where they are in the world.
Makes sense. But processes can only take you so far, right?
Hey!
How does, technology play into their quality assurance efforts?
Oh, technology is a game changer in this area.
Okay.
Tata Elxsi is leveraging AI, machine learning, data analytics.
All the buzzwords.
All the buzzwords, but, they're using it to automate quality checks.
Okay.
Identify potential issues early on and continuously improve their processes.
So it's not just humans looking at this stuff.
No, they're using AI-powered tools
to,
analyze code, identify bugs, even predict potential software vulnerabilities.
So it's like having a virtual quality control expert.
Yeah, constantly monitoring their work.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
But technology alone can't create a culture of quality, right?
You're absolutely right.
That third leg of the stool, that's the culture.
The culture, yeah.
Tata Elxsi has this, deep-rooted commitment to quality that goes through every level of the organization.
It's not just something they talk about.
Right.
It's in their values, their actions.
Okay, so how do they foster that culture of quality?
Well, it's a combination of things.
Okay.
Continuous training, development programs, a big emphasis on knowledge sharing and collaboration, and a reward system that recognizes and incentivizes high-quality work.
Got it. So they're not just saying, do good work.
No.
They're actually, rewarding it.
Rewarding it, exactly. And they're transparent with their clients.
Yeah.
Sharing data, insights on quality performance.
So the clients know.
They know what's going on.
What to expect.
Yeah. And they're actively seeking feedback.
To improve.
Always improving.
It sounds like they're really going above and beyond to make sure quality is in everything they do.
It's a major differentiator for them.
Yeah, in a world where, innovation is moving so fast.
Right.
Clients need to know they can count on Tata Elxsi.
Absolutely.
To deliver high quality, on time, on budget.
That's what they do.
Their commitment to quality isn't just some feel-good thing.
No.
It's a strategic imperative.
It drives customer loyalty and long-term success.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've explored this roller coaster ride of the global auto industry.
It's been a ride.
Tata Elxsi's moves to, navigate that, their commitment to quality.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
I
want to leave you with a question, something to ponder as you, continue to follow Tata Elxsi's journey.
I'm ready.
So, given their deep expertise in software and digital solutions, their growing presence in these, key automotive markets, like Japan and India, and their, this ability to bridge the gap between Western and Chinese automakers. Could Tata Elxsi become a driving force in shaping the future of mobility? Not just for individual companies, but for, entire regions.
It's a thought-provoking idea.
It really is.
It's about more than just building cars or developing software.
Right.
It's about envisioning a future where technology transcends borders. And collaboration fuels innovation on a global scale.
And it's a future where companies like Tata Elxsi, with their, agility, expertise, this commitment to bridging divides, they could play a key role.
A pivotal role.
And that is what makes these deep dives so rewarding.
Absolutely.
It's not just about gaining knowledge.
It's about expanding our perspectives.
Yeah.
Sparking new ways of thinking.
Right. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
I love it.
Until next time.